Razer has been pushing the boundaries with their mice, especially with their latest release of the Viper Mini Signature Edition. And yes, it's still expensive, but it comes with all the bells and whistles that you can ask for, except for maybe a full enclosed shell. But that's a story for another day. But what they did do is include 4000 Hz polling rate. And recently, about 3 weeks ago, they released a new firmware update for the Viper Signature Edition, moving it from 4000 Hz to 8000 Hz, making it the first 8000 Hz wireless mouse on the market. But do we even need this? Let's talk about it. Now, I'm assuming this always had 8000 Hz capability, but it wasn't stable at the time of the release of this mouse, and they've been working behind the scenes to get it up and running, and they finally got it to a place that they were happy with. It will be interesting to see if they can drop another 8000 Hz dongle for their other mice, like the Death Adder V3 Pro or the Viper V2 Pro. But I don't know if those onboard PCBs can actually handle the 8000 Hz, and this one probably already came with it. Okay, so what is the polling rate? Why should we even care? The polling rate refers to the amount of times the computer checks the connection with your mouse. Think of it as like a GPS tracker. It's consistently updating the computer of your mouse sensor. No, it cannot detect it if you like chuck it across the room, but you know, just on your mouse pad. So most commonly, the poll rates that you're gonna see is 125 Hz, which is on like office mice that don't need to be as precise as a gaming mouse. And then we moved up to 500 Hz, which is on some of the older sensors, but most modern day sensors now are at least 1000 Hz. And then recently we started getting some 4000 Hz and now this 8000 Hz. But there comes a time when there are diminishing returns. Let me explain. A 125 Hz mouse will look super jumpy on your screen, missing a lot of the information between points. It's gonna be a gap between the first cursor and the second cursor. Then when you move up to 500 Hz, it's gonna fill in that gap. And then when you move up to 1000 Hz, you're getting double that. And then when you move up to 4000 Hz, it's 4 times that. And then you guys get the picture, right? You double it again at 8000 Hz. So as you can see, there's a big jump going from 125 Hz to 500 Hz and even 1000 Hz. And we see some of the best aimers on the planet are still using 1000 Hz, and they never seem to miss a shot on even the smallest of heads at the longest of distances. So I think after 1000 Hz, you really start to see diminishing returns, and again, going from 4000 Hz, it just diminishes it even more. One thing that I thought about when it comes to polling rate and how it can help is a lot of people think of aiming as like stopping right on a dime and clicking on somebody's head. But what most people don't realize is that you're moving across an axis, right? You might overshoot the person, but as long as you click when it's on their head, and even if you go a little bit further with your mouse, as long as you click on the right timing, you will kill them. So that's where that extra information, as you can see, would probably come in, because maybe it might update it at the edge of their head and you might get the headshot register. So for some, this is gonna give you that extra peace of mind knowing that you have all this extra information that you might not be able to see with just your eyes. So as you can see, it's not really a necessity. To me, some of the other benefits are giving you a strong connection with your computer. Tracking will be smoother in track-heavy games like Apex and Call of Duty. And if you combine this with a high refresh rate, low response time monitor, it can provide you with a lower input lag experience. So in the end, don't feel bad if you don't have 8000 Hz or even 4000 Hz for that matter. It's great technology, but it's not something that's gonna make you a better player or have better game sense or even make your aim 8 times better. It just isn't going to happen. But as a tech lover, you can't help but love what Razer is doing here. One more thing that I want to mention is that when the mouse first came out, the Viper Signature, the 4000 Hz battery life was horrendous, but they fixed it with the firmware update. Now it's better at 4000 Hz. Going up to 8000 Hz drains it a little more. I'd say I lose about 60% in a day, so you get about a day and a half of gaming with this mouse before you have to hit the charger. So if you guys haven't been checking, I'm actually streaming all of my Valorant Premiere matches, and this is the mouse that I've been using, the Viper Signature Edition, the 8000 Hz. So if you want to see some gameplay with it, go check it out. I've been using this for the past 3 weeks, and you know, maybe it's not as bad as I thought it was. It actually might make its way into my top 3 mice. So that is gonna do it for my thoughts on the 8000 Hz update for the Razer Viper Signature Edition. I'm happy with it. I'm happy that it happened, but don't feel like you need to go out and kill yourself or break the bank to feel like you need to have that 8000 Hz wireless. So if you weren't him or Himothy before you got this mouse, you're definitely not gonna be him after. All right, that's just what I wanna say. So it has been your boy BT. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.